I'm going to read to you something from Yitzchok Zilberstein. The Maramakim, for those who are very curious, is L'chanech B'Simcha, a beautiful book on Chinuch, chapter 11, page 560, and it's a copy of what he previously wrote in Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 514. Now listen carefully to what he writes. Yitzchok Zilberstein, brother-in-law of Reb Chaim Kanievsky, son-in-law of Reb Elyashiv, major Torah leader, and you'll be surprised, you're going to have to remind yourself that this is not from Psychology Today. Al ha'hayrim ladas b'miyuchad b'dor kishalanu. She'ha'segem ha'chinochim ha'gdolim magiyim loy be'emtzois haf'olas lachatz al ha'yolodim. Parents and educators must know, especially in our generation, that successful education is not achieved by applying pressure to children. Ella be'emtzois ha'kesher ha'hoduk v'ha'lavavi shehem yoitzrim im yiladehem. Rather, educational success is only achieved through a strong, heartfelt connection with the child. This is the only way to succeed in raising children. Our parents did not know about this. And a lot of parents today don't realize that times have changed. The old Rabbanim, the smart Rabbanim who have seen that the world has changed, they are saying that when you process your children and you're just trying to get them out the door and on the bus, you have lacked in doing what parenting is. Parenting is creating with each child, because they each need it, a strong, heartfelt connection. And that's the first one. And we don't focus on that. Hayrim, hasvurim letumam, shebekoyach hazroya yatzliach lahasig, mashallah yitzlichu b'divrei tam, yilmudu maher ma'oid, shatzi'irum b'nei yomenu lo yishmu lahem. If people naively believe that they will achieve with a strong arm what they failed to achieve with pleasant words, we tried this already, we tried being nice, let's try to go tough, they will learn very fast. Yilmudu maher ma'oid. They will learn very fast that the youth of our generation will not become more obedient by being tough with them. V'oz. But then what happens when you try that? It's not just that you're not going to be successful. The result will be you'll lose the trust of the child. That means that you're being tough on them because you love them and care about them will result that they don't trust you. They don't interpret this and say, wow, I am so lucky that I have such a loving father and mother that they freaked out at me and they punished me and took away my allowance. That's not the result of our dar, b'miyuchad, he says, especially in our dar. When you end up losing the trust of the child, once you lose the trust of the child, you've lost all chance of parenting them effectively. And then he says, what happens once you lose all chance of parenting them effectively? You could be talking about a young child where he just loses faith and trust. He's being punished, again, out of love, usually. And he's doing bad stuff, or a teenager, and he's going home without his yarmulke, he's going out with it, he's starting to unravel. And then the parents try to be tough. Me'atahu olu lasis masim. Then due to your mistreatment, the child is liable to act out with ways shebe'emes yarchiku oisai, that will really, really distance himself from you. Lo rak mimcha, but not only from you, his parents, elagam miklal Yisrael, but also from Klal Yisrael. Hatoz hazu, this widespread mistake is a terrible shame. Hatoz hazu nefutza etzel rabim. This is a widespread mistake, that you have to be tough with your kid, and don't give him a finger, he's going to take a hand, and if he doesn't behave, he doesn't deserve. All this stuff comes from the Goyim. This is das Torah. He says this mistake is widespread, v'chaval, and it's such a terrible shame. L'cheshiyigalu as ha'emes, because by the time the people realized the truth, that their approach was a mistake, and the way that they have to really truly deal with their children It's possible that by then it'll be already too late. And this is really not just for us, that we are already realizing that strength and tough is not going to work. But it used to be like, well, first we're going to try everything else, and if nothing else works, let's be nice. And he's saying very clearly, and you can watch it again in the video, that doesn't work on our dar. And when you try and you think that by being tough you're going to accomplish more than by being strong, you're making a huge mistake. You're ripping out what they call attachment. You're ripping out trust. In our kids who are super hypersensitive, they need to know my mommy and daddy love me and like me, the me that I am with all of my problems. And that's why we do what we do. Otherwise, he says, not only will they end up doing worse things, they'll distance themselves from you and Rahman al-Islam from Klal Yisrael, which is what we're seeing. So nothing in chinuch should ever allow the parents to disconnect the respirator. Any chinuch you want to do, never compromise the respirator, the connection, the NKN, the nafshei kshur b'nafshei, on any kid on any age. And proper chinuch does not need to. Because you're not allowed to be angry and pick up any chinuch book and do Torah chinuch. There's no anger and there's no yelling and there's no screaming and there's no hitting. In our dar, it's very simple. And you never compromise the respirator on a patient no matter what you're trying to accomplish. Because then they just, without trust in parents, they feel like this huge gaping hole inside and they will find someone or something to fill it.